I would like to talk very quick about something that annoys me, and I'm going to call it thin-splaining. It's the idea that fat people, like, have no idea how to be thin, and that's why we're fat. So or like, that we just don't understand health, and that's why we are the way that we are. So they want to add their tips, saying that it's not appropriate to talk to your loved ones about their body or their weight gain or loss. And some people are like, what if I want to talk to my partner about it because health risks run in their family? It's their family. Who told you about the health risks? Do you think they don't know? Why do you need to talk to them about it? I made a video where I said you can decline getting your weight taken at the doctor's office, and so many people jumped in to say, unless you have anesthesia, unless you're getting a prescription for medication, unless it's this, unless it's that. And I'm like, fat people know when it's medically necessary. Stop. I made a video saying that there are no diseases exclusive to fat people, which there are absolutely not. And people want to say, it can actually be a risk factor for other diseases. Like we don't already know. People have literally been saying this shit to me since I was 7 years old. I know. I don't need your helpful input.
I walk in the room straight full of bitches who I know don't like me and still be the center of attention. I told y'all I'm that bitch, I'm that girl, hated by many, intimidated by none.
Speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna make a scene, got lights.
Fat girls. If you're not a fat girl, move along. This is for my fat girls. This is the third doctor in a row to tell me that I'm obnoxiously healthy. Not obnoxiously healthy for a fat girl, like literally just obnoxiously healthy. I started going to the doctor consistently 2 years ago because I was trying to solve a problem that didn't need to be solved. I was like, why am I fat? Why do I work out and I'm still fat? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's wrong with me? I must be unhealthy. So I pressed my doctor. I said, I do the Stairmaster 5 times a week. I weight lift. I work out like crazy. I eat okay. Why don't I look like it? So then they did a test and then they found out that my testosterone levels are a little bit higher than normal. And the crazy thing is that my testosterone levels have probably been higher than normal my whole life, or since puberty, because I've been fat since puberty. I lost 70 pounds once and I was on birth control and I didn't correlate like, oh, like you have a hormonal imbalance. That's why you lost 70 pounds when you're on birth control. So I've been to 3 doctors and they have all stated that I'm very, very healthy. My blood work came back and they were like, your liver's good. Your kidneys are good. Everything's so good. So just because you're fat doesn't mean you're lazy and unhealthy. That's not what that means. And of course, I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing, which is working out consistently, eating healthy-ish, and moving forward with my life. There's no point of me changing or making all these changes just to fit into beauty societal standards. If a man says that they want a healthy woman, then they want me, period. The only thing that came back abnormal was my vitamin D levels were really, really low, which is genetic because my mom and my dad both have really low vitamin D levels. And then when I was looking at my lab work myself, I was like, well, my cholesterol looks a little bit high. And they were like, no, like your cholesterol's normal. I was like, oh, period. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, you need to stop eating cheeseburgers. I'm not even 500 cheeseburgers away from a heart attack. So all right. So I hope that makes some of you guys feel better. I mean, of course, I've been working out consistently for like ever. I'm probably one of the healthiest people in my family when it comes to like exercise, but you know, your journey's your journey. You want to make sure you go with your doctor and figure out like what's good for you. But for me, I'm just drinking my protein shake and living my life.
Go off and be happy in your new body. We stop shitting on your old fat self.
Please go back and watch her video. I think it's really important to get these perspectives straight from the source as opposed to someone like me who does not live in a fat body, but she's basically talking about how these before and after transformation videos and pictures that people are posting are really harmful because of the way that they're talking about their former selves. As a gym owner, this is a stance that I took a long time ago. I don't allow my clients to take before and after pictures. I don't use them to advertise for the same reasons that she's talking about in this video. 1, it's usually fat phobic. 2, what if someone looks like your before picture and you're saying all these negative things about your former body? They're going to absorb that and feel that way about themselves. Plus, I think it's just harmful to talk about your former self that way. That former body did a lot for you. And all of this was the beginning of my own body neutrality journey that I started implementing into my business in ways like I don't give looks-based compliments. I don't say things like you look like you lost weight. And a couple years ago, I actually decided that I'm no longer going to be helping clients lose weight in any way. So if you're thinking of taking a progress picture or posting a before and after, please reconsider. You're not a bunch of before and after moments, you're a bunch of during moments, and that's what the world needs to see.
As a fat/plus size person, no matter what I'm about to say to you, somebody's gonna get angry, so just know that I don't care. Obviously being this way, I've had some crazy things happen to me that I didn't even know were a thing or that I just never even thought about. And I do take 100% responsibility for how I got here, obviously. I blame a little bit of it on my PCOS, but at the end of the day, I take responsibility. So I'm about to tell you one of the stories that has happened to me that honestly just grinds my gears. Things that I think most of the things that happen to me because I'm a bigger person are hilarious. Sometimes they do give me anxiety, like going to Disney World or something like that. But for the most part, I just think everything's funny. I'm just damn, But here we go. We're going to start off fairly easy. I'm going to tell you about the time when I was in high school and I wanted to get my blood drawn, right? Okay, so basically when I was in high school 4 years ago, I was a senior and they had these blood drives every year. And I was always so excited. I was like, oh my God, a good cause, me giving blood. I have whatever universal blood is. I don't know at the moment. I just know that that's what I have, right? So I was like, oh my God, this is great. Blah, 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 blah. I'm so excited. And I wait in line for 3 hours. 3 hours at school. Honestly, I don't care because I got out of class and who cares? And I was, talking with my friends and we're cutting up, whatever. And it had been an outrage around the school that you couldn't get your blood drawn if you were gay and all this other stuff. And so I was just damn, that's crazy. Not expecting shit like that to happen to me, right? And I'm not gay, but obviously I'm fat, and I didn't really think that had anything to do with it, So I go down there. I'm very excited. I'm yes, I sit down. She's asking me all these questions, and she's how much do you weigh? And at the time, I think I was I don't know, 375. And she was oh, honey. And I was what? And she was I'm going to have to ask you the rest of these questions because I can't stop. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can't donate blood. And I was why? I was literally, my wheels were turning. I was damn, you would have thought that somebody would have told me that you can't donate blood if you're fat. I had no idea. And so I'm sitting there angry and I'm just why did nobody tell me this is some BS? And she goes, no, honey, it's not because you're fat. It's because you exceed the weight limit for the chair. The weight limit on the chair was 250. And I was checks out. This is my villain origin story right here. Right here!
What I do in a day as a fat person. At first, we met Greg at IKEA and we had lunch there. After that, we walked through the store and then we found 3 pretty vintage art prints at a local store. In the evening, we went bowling with friends and went to the cinema. By the way, I love bowling now. It was a really nice day and that's it.
The new hack is to cut your hand rolls in half so you can try more food. So pretty. Toro. Ratio though.
Bitch, I know somebody like it.
It's last year, girls proud.
I think I'm gonna cry again. She's so pretty. She just sort of sparkles. I'll never sparkle. I'm a lead fence. I'm a plain Jane.
If you thicker than a Snicker, I'm gonna need you to do what this and use this sound, please. Cause god damn, you are gorgeous.
It is interesting once you're out of it how much you notice it in people's daily self-talk.
Fat phobia is so accepted and so common that we literally use it as a way to bond with one another. And there's a term that was coined for this known as fat talk. And it runs in the same crowd as diet talk, except it's specific to body image. It's when someone will voice their own body image issues, belittle themselves while implicitly promoting thinness for themselves and for everybody else around them. Ugh, God, I'm so fat. No, you're not fat. I'm fat. And this way of connecting is so commonplace that 93% of young women reported in engaging in fat talk regularly. And this type of talk just encourages disordered relationship with food and exercise, increases the likelihood of body dysmorphia, is going to severely alienate your plus size friends, and it doesn't make you feel better to do it. It may feel like it's okay to do because you're speaking about yourself, but I promise you it's just as harmful.
So I'm big on fat shaming. Now, of course, this movement of fat acceptance is all across social media. And there is this woman who is, I guess, a fat representative. Her name is Samira Miller. She's got 1.5 million followers, by the way. So there is, yeah, definitely a following for being openly fat. And
Candace, if you're going to try to degrade me, at least say my name correctly. Samira. You know, I watched your whole 6-minute, 23-second violent discriminatory rampage toward me and other fat people. And all I have to say is, I feel sorry for you. But I mean, I feel sorry for anyone whose sense of self-worth is found in a relentless pursuit of proximity to whiteness. But Candace, this message is not for you. This message is for Congress. This message is for our federal lawmakers. Fat phobia is real. Discrimination based on weight is real. It should be illegal. It should be criminalized. And Candace Owens is just one example. But fat phobia, it permeates every single structure of our society. Healthcare, education, entertainment, just to name a few. And it also lies at the intersection of other identities that are already federally protected from hate and bias. So why aren't fat bodies protected? Well, it's because it will require you lawmakers to face your own fat phobia, to unlearn your own fat phobia. And I guarantee if any of you spent just even 1 minute to understand the racist, sexist, classist, ableist history of the BMI, of other fat politics, you would understand why fat people need protection. So if you truly care about human rights, about protecting people from hate and bias, then you would understand why fat phobia should be illegal.
But once you start gaining, you can't stop, and just want to keep going to grow a bigger belly. Gaining is my passion, and it made me learn my body is as beautiful and valid as a gym body. We both worked hard to achieve our dream bodies, even if they are different. Be proud of your lifestyle and body. Don't get manipulated by fake gym motivation posts. That's not happiness.
And people call you that phrase that they use too often, I think, it girl.
Damn, girl. I like how you dance. Shit, you look so good, shaking those hips. Get the ball and I'm scoring, little bitch. Feel like Curry and shit, I don't miss.
What do you want more, a cookie or a six-pack?
Do we have to answer? Nobody wants a six-pack in 2024.
Look at me, you looking?